people of YouTube, Mountbatten here, and today we have the second impression review for the new Tier 7 Premium French battleship, the Strasbourg. Now, if you are looking for a full-on detailed breakdown of the Strasbourg, its armor, its guns, and its other characteristics, please go check out the first impressions video. That is what that video is for. This is a follow-up to that video. I usually do these videos after playing the ship for an additional week or so, and we're just a little over a week away from when I did review the Strasbourg for the first time, the first impressions video, so here we are. Now, at the end of that second impressions video, I said that the Strasbourg was a pretty decent Tier 7 battleship that did well at Tier 7. And I said that it probably isn't worth the money, but it is worth grinding the event. And I still have very similar feelings to that. I have a couple things to add on to those comments, but that is still overall my feeling toward the Strasbourg. Now, the thing is, I did play a lot of Dunkirk back in the day, and I mean a lot of Dunkirk. Dunkirk was and still is one of my favorite premium ships, and it is one of the premium ships that I have more battles on than, well, most other premium ships. So that does have a lot to do with how I like the Strasbourg and how I play the Strasbourg. And the way you play the Strasbourg is quite simply, like I said in the first impressions video, I paid for the whole ship, so I'm going to use the whole ship. Strasbourg is most definitely one of the battleships that I either wind up sinking, which is a lot of battleships for me because I play quite aggressively, or I end the game with very low health. And I mean, yeah, considering the armor layout of the Strasbourg and the 26mm bow and being at Tier 7, that's going to happen even more in the Strasbourg. And the main selling point of the Strasbourg isn't its armor, of course, it's its guns. It's got those very nasty French AP rounds, which makes these guns just hit so friggin' hard. She's equipped with 13-inch guns, and they are quite powerful for their size and caliber. Because of that French velocity, she's able to hit well above her weight class with those guns. And again, when you're in a Tier 7 match, you got a bunch of nice chunky battleships around to slap. Even cruisers too, more heavily armored cruisers, if they slip up and show you broadside, you can easily delete them with one salvo from this ship. And even lighter armored cruisers, like there's a clip in here, what you guys will see in a moment, where I absolutely slapped the living crap out of an Atlanta. They can pay the price too, because the guns are so small. They're not large shells moving at a very high speed, they're small shells moving at very high speed. So you got that going for you here in the Strasbourg. And the reload booster consumable, it's nice, I'm not going to lie. It does come in handy a lot in this ship, and especially in certain situations like when those ships do slip up and show you broadside, especially if they're a battleship, because most of the battleships that the Strasbourg will face at lower tiers are of course very slow, very large, and very, very chunky, to where if they do wind up showing you broadside, you're going to be able to crank off at least 2 salvos with that reload booster active, which means you can easily chunk them for 30-40k if your shells hit. Like I did mention, the Strasbourg does have improved Sigma over the Dunkirk. She has 1.7 instead of 1.6, so her shells are a bit more accurate. The Dunkirk shells do fly all over the place a bit more than the Strasbourg. It is slightly noticeable in the Strasbourg, but not so much so that, you know, I picked it up and like, oh, this obviously has improved Sigma. I actually didn't know that. I had a feeling after some time that the grouping was a little bit tighter, but that was because I thought she just had a little bit better dispersion, which she does there too, but she has improved Sigma along with that, so that's nice as well. Because the Dunkirk was more of a shotgun in some instances, and every now and then you would get a nice tight group out of it, whereas the Strasbourg is more of a consistent, not really shotgun, but some of the salvos are actually pretty decent for a Tier 7 battleship, so she's got that going for her as well. And again, with that slightly better reload time too, you know, it's 1 second better. I mean, it's not phenomenally better, but hey, it's 1 second better. It's a pretty potent battleship if you know what to do with it. And I mean, you play it like a Richelieu, you play it like a Jean Bart, and you play it like a Dunkirk. I do play it a bit aggressively in the clips you're watching here, but that's more of the, you know, let me just charge them and do as much damage as I can do before I go down, which surprisingly works a lot in the Dunkirk and in the Strasbourg, they are very maneuverable battleships. So if you're using that speed and mobility to your advantage, keep in mind too, when you are top tier facing like tier 7 and below battleships, their accuracy is all over the place. So maneuvering enough, you can, funnily enough, dodge shells and a battleship from another battleship, unless something like a Warship that has pretty good accuracy. Then you're kind of boned there, because that ship's shells can, of course, go straight through your nose, and that freaking sucks. AA, I finally got a couple of AA games. I got a couple of CV games in it, and yeah, just like the Dunkirk, it's there. It shoots. Doesn't shoot much down though, just like the Dunkirk, so no big surprise there. And again, I do have the catapult fighter equipped because of that reason, and that is pretty much the only way you're going to be shooting down mini planes in the ship, unless of course the CV just has a thing for you, and then yeah, of course you shoot down planes after all of that. But my main thing that I think about while playing the Strasbourg is how good this ship could have been, and I think we were only one consumable away from this becoming a very good premium ship. If they had gone full Jean Bart on the ship, and I mentioned this in the first impressions video too, but I am convinced now, if they had gone full Jean Bart and given this thing a speed boost on top of the reload booster, this would have been a darn good premium. Because the ship's already fast, and being moved up to tier 7 and not getting any improvement in the armor department, I feel like she should have got some type of improvement in the speed department, be it a base speed buff or the engine boost consumable. Now, if that had happened, I think this would easily have been one of the better premiums of the year, having a very quick battleship to zoom around the match in and make that armor, well, that lack of armor, worth it a bit more. There's many situations where I thought, man, I wish the ship was just a little bit faster. I wish I could have got around that corner just a little bit sooner. I think that would have been a fair trade-off for having 26 millimeters of bow armor at tier 7 on a ship with such a small hit pool too. She does still have tier 5 battleship levels of health. People made a big deal about the Odin having 52,000 hit points at tier 8. Well, here's the Strasbourg at tier 7, one tier below it with 52,600 hit points, without the amazing armor of the Odin. So yeah, but unfortunately they didn't go that route. So we're here with the Strasbourg, which at this point is just a Dunkirk, pretty much with a reload booster that you either have to pay for, or you can complete the campaign to get. Now the campaign is not very hard to do. You don't need, and I'm still seeing people comment this, you don't need the HISN to complete the campaign. You can repeat campaign missions. All you gotta do is select the mission again. You won't get the rewards, but you'll get the stars again. That's all you gotta do. It's very easy to do. I don't know where people got this idea that you need to do every single mission or you need the HISN for it. I don't know. But anyway, you can repeat the missions. You can get the ship, well, not essentially, literally for free, which is great. It's a free tier 7 premium ship that honestly can be a pretty decent commander trainer, because you're going to be speccing into main battery, and most of the French battleships, that's what you're going to want to do, main battery and survivability for your commander builds. With the exception of the Alsace, you might want to maybe do a secondary build on that, but then again, with the commander rework coming around the corner, it all doesn't really matter anyway. But post commander rework, I do think the Strasbourg will be a pretty decent French battleship trainer. But then you can also look to the left and see the Dunkirk down there at tier 6. That's pretty much the same ship, but one more tier down. So you might want to just go with that, and that's the choice you're going to make at the end of the day. Do you want to either grind out a ship through the campaign to where you are going to be up tier to tier 9, which for some reason, I don't know if I'm just getting really lucky, I haven't gotten a tier 9 game in the Strasbourg yet. I don't know. I guess maybe ranked is just sucking all the tier 9s and 10s away or something, or if I'm just like burning all my RNG on this. But I don't need to get into a tier 9 game to know that going up against ships like the Musashi, the Iowa, the Georgia, the Alaska, the FDG is just going to be a pile of suck for the Strasbourg. I don't need to play those matches to know that's going to be freaking terrible. So it's either, again, you complete the campaign, or you buy this tier 7 Dunkirk that you can get to up tier to tier 9 in, or you can just get the Dunkirk at tier 6, which is cheaper and just doesn't have the reload booster, essentially, beyond, again, the slightly thicker side armor, the 1 second slower, 1 second faster reload time. Which, honestly, that would be my recommendations to you guys right now, because the Strasbourg, their main battery reload booster, the main point of the ship, is still glitched. This has been a glitch or a bug or whatever you want to call it in the game now for months, and it hasn't been fixed yet. So Wargaming, fix this bug. This has occurred on the Jean Bart, the Strasbourg, the Kleber, and even the French cruisers. You guys let me know that, yeah, it's happening on the French cruisers too. Please fix this. This is the main focus of this ship and those ships too. So yeah, that would be nice if that consumable would actually work most of the time. And it's not like, for me at least, it's not like it's just messing up every now and then. It's messing up a lot of times when I really need it the most. There should have been a couple clips in here where there's something broadside to me. I pop the reload booster and I just don't fire for like another 3 or 4 seconds. That's not because I'm not clicking the remote, the mouse. Trust me, I am smashing the mouse. It's because the bug is just not letting it work. So overall, Strasbourg, grind the campaign, get it for free. Hope that maybe one day they may change something about it, but it is a premium ship, so not much will change. And when they eventually do fix the reload consumable bug, it'll be a pretty decent tier 7 battleship if you're willing to put up with the lack of armor. And if you know to play the Dunkirk and the Jean Bart and the Richelieu, you'll know what to do with Strasbourg. Plays just the same. You can be a little more, well, at least I'm a little bit more aggressive with it, but that is, of course, after spending quite some time with the Dunkirk. Other than that, if you just are looking for a mid-tier French battleship that has the same turret configuration as the Richelieu and Jean Bart, just get the Dunkirk. It's better for its tier and will more than likely be a much more enjoyable experience than playing the Strasbourg at tier 7 and eventually getting up tiered to tier 9, because it's going to happen to me eventually. My luck is going to run out soon, and yeah, but I do enjoy the ship, again, just because I play the Dunkirk so much, and I do like the Dunkirk. But other than that, there's no real reason to get this ship unless you're a collector. Then if that's the case, you probably already got it through the campaign or through the premium shop, and hey, I mean, you do you, buddy. But anyway, guys, hope this follow-up review helped you guys make up your mind concerning either buying the ship or grinding out the campaign for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hope you're all having a wonderful Tuesday, and hope to catch you guys in the next one.